Hello, in this lesson we're going to learn inter-organization shipping networks. In some cases that's called just plain old shipping networks. Under your inventory menu, go down to Setup, go down to Organizations, and go down to Shipping Networks. In this case, we've defaulted in our current inventory organization. If we hit the Find button, this shows the existing shipping networks for this particular organization. Now, just a word about shipping networks. This is for transactions between inventory organizations. For instance, if you set up at a minimum 2 organizations within your master organization, then you need or you should be able to ship between them by using this shipping network. It establishes how the material is transferred, if there is any transfer distance, it determines the accounts that are used. It also determines the receiving processing. So there's quite a bit of detail here. Also, if you ever need to check on what any of this stuff means or how it refers to anything, I really encourage you to use the Help menu. For instance, if you go up to the Help Window Help form, this will bring up the Shipping Network Help page, and you can scroll down through it for any information you want. So if there's any detail that I've left out you want to research, please, I encourage you to use your Help menu. Now we can go to any one of these and we can open the form and we can see what's been established. For instance, a transfer type of in transit has been set up. In transit simply means that there is a transit time to move the material from one organization to another. We can also set the FOB, the free on board, which is when the organization takes ownership. Typically that is set at the receipt, but sometimes could be set at the shipment. And we can establish the receipt routing for these organizations, whether you want to receive them directly to your inventory, if you wish to inspect them first, or if you wish to use the standard process for receipt and then deliver. You can establish whether an internal order is required. Internal orders are typically required if there is shipping documentation needed between a organization to another organization in the form of a shipment. Basically what it means is the sending organization sets up the sales order, the internal sales order, to ship like it would a standard sales order. So they can derive the shipping documentation, things such as bill of lading, packing slip, things like that, so that it acts more like a sales order shipment than a direct transfer. The other things that are good to note is the inter-organization transfer charge. You can set up a requested value, requested percent, or a predefined percent if you need to do a charge from one organization to the other for the shipment of those goods. You can also establish an inter-org distance. You can use this distance value to determine information that you might need in your transportation management system. So you can establish how many miles are between one organization to the next. And then, of course, these are the account codes that you need for credit, variance, receivable, payable, and in transit, so that you can manage the cost of material as it's moving from one organization to the next. You can set up one direction transfer from an organization to another organization. You can also reverse that and have this organization be the from organization, and then the other organization be the to organization. So if you have situations where you need to ship back and forth between organizations, you can do so. It's very important. If that's a requirement, you have to set both directions of transaction. You can just set one direction of transaction, but it means you can only transfer in that direction. And that concludes shipping networks.